a sustainable move while getting healthy? Well, this one's for you. Bayani Brew is a nutritious drink with social good at its core. As they support farmers and sustainability, they offer you refreshingly healthy drinks. Enjoy the ready-to-drink flavors of lemongrass pandan, sweet potato leaves, moringa dalandan, lemongrass turmeric, or lemongrass ginger. They're all yummy and organic, plus rich in antioxidants, iron, and packed with vitamin C. Drink it daily for a natural immune boost. Order at Bayani Brew Facebook page or at www.bayanibrew.com. Go Pinoy farmers! Go Pinoy brands! Go for a healthier you! Drink Bayani Brew today!
Hi there, Wellnessibles! This is Mickey Sachiko again, and I am super excited because today we have no other than, well, this man doesn't need any kind of introduction, Mr. Chinkee Tan! Sir, welcome
Hi there!
to Wellnessible.
Yes, thank you very much, Mickey, for inviting me over. It's such a pleasure.
I appreciate it. Actually, this is the second time that we are going to interview you. The first time I meet you, like online, was at Nut 25 when we interviewed you, and I learned so much. And even prior to that, I've been following you. I've been learning so many things. But like, I wanted to talk to you again because pandemic happened, obviously. A lot of people are financially impacted. But ang dami po nawalan ng trabaho. And we noticed, like, for the past couple of months, Sir Chinkee, that you have been putting out a great amount of contents that I felt like, oh my gosh, this is the kind of education na kailangan ng lahat ng Pinoy sa ngayon. So I just wanted to, first of all, again, thank you for agreeing. And I wanted to just ask you, first of all, like right off the bat, ano ba yung biggest realization you saw during the pandemic? Like how have you been during this past few months?
Well, in terms of realization, number one, I do believe the realization that I have is not only personal but also for general, for most people. For almost 5 months, we never ate out, we never purchased our favorite coffee, drank our favorite milk tea, purchased a new pair of clothes, shoes, upgraded our gadgets, and it's a miracle. It's a miracle that all of us is still alive at this moment. No one really died because you never drank your favorite coffee, never ate out at your favorite restaurant. So that only proves to say, if there's one realization that this pandemic really taught us, it really taught us the difference between essential and non-essential. We thought before, ay nako, pagka masyado naman ako deprived, hindi na ako magiging masaya pag hindi ako kumain sa labas, hindi ako, well, I believe you're still happy right now because you're with your family. I believe that you're still happy right now because you are healthy. So there's nothing that you and I can complain about right now in this situation. That's the reason why I always encourage also second realization that we should have the attitude of thankfulness and gratefulness. We have to be thankful and grateful of what we have right now. It's not what we lost. Because if we focus on the things that we lost, there are a lot of things that we can complain about. I cannot travel right now. I cannot meet my friends. I cannot socialize. I cannot do this. But the problem is the concern is that really essential or non-essential? So the essential right now, again, is to stay healthy. Number one. Number two, to be able to survive this pandemic. Number three, to be able to provide for our family. These are the things I believe that I realized during this pandemic.
I love that. Like, really, right now, it's all about surviving. And I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts for people who lost their jobs? Like, how do you think they can, like, think positively? Because you're the guy who's known for, you popularized Chink Positive. Ano po yung advice nyo for those who are really struggling to find a job right now?
Number one, you got to repair yourself mentally. I believe before you can repair yourself financially, you repair yourself mentally because everything that happens on the outside is only a manifestation of what's happening in the inside. You cannot be healthy on the outside if you are mentally weak. So when you talk about mental, how did this pandemic really affect you mentally in terms of, did it make you a better person or did it transform you to become a better person because you lost your income, you lost your job, you have great plans, and suddenly 2020 plans are all out of the window? or if your business is slowing down, or probably you're affected by the industry that you belong into and you cannot anymore function the way you used to, definitely you are going to be mentally affected because you're going to be negative in terms of your attitude. Not only fix yourself mentally, but also fix yourself emotionally. You have to also check your emotional health in terms of are you still emotionally stable or unstable? Are you emotionally angry, upset, or even depressed? So people always think only on the financial aspect, but they fail to really recognize before you talk about the financial aspect, what is your mental and emotional state? That's the reason why it's very important for you to talk about mental health and wellness also, and emotional health and wellness right now. And then
Yes.
after we have fixed the inside, that's the time that we can fix something on the outside, the financial concerns. So for those people who lost their job right now, it's time for you to reinvent. Reinvent in a sense. Number one, you have to change the way you do things. Things that you used to do before you cannot anymore do right now, or probably things that you used to perform before in terms of, like, for example, if you are a tourist guide, you're affected definitely because there are no tourists coming in. So how can you reinvent yourself right now in order for you to survive? Not only survive, but my goal is not only to survive during this pandemic, but my goal is to thrive during this pandemic. So reinvention is very important. How can you reinvent? Number one, unlearn in order for you to relearn. And then very important that you need to learn how to adjust and adapt to the times right now. What are the things that you can do in order for you to provide? What are the things that you can do in order for you to be able to use technology as per sense? Because everything right now is going digital. The way we are communicating right now is digital. The way people buy products is digital. The way people order their products is digital. The way it's being delivered also is through digital already. So it's very important for us to transform in order for us to be able to adapt in these times.
Mhm. That is very well said. Like you mentioned kanina, no, like for the past 5 months, sir, you didn't really invest on things like upgrading your gadget or buying this, I don't know, like non-essential stuff, like as you mentioned. And you also said that people have to reinvent, especially those who lost their jobs. Like I wanted to ask you, like, is if if you are, let's say, someone who is the opposite of that, meaning you are the person who's thriving, you have gotten more opportunities during this pandemic. Well, some people might have experienced that during the past few months. Would you advise that they invest right now, or just hold on to their money for now, or would you think that they should put out the money out there since it's very cheap, like basically the stocks and all that? What is your advice if you're someone who's like really thriving right now?
And that's a good question, Nikki. For those people who are still earning, are not really affected by this pandemic, or probably people who are thriving, definitely if you are in the food business, if you are in the essential business, in the health and wellness business, definitely your business is thriving. Especially if you're in the digital side also, you're delivering your products digitally, you are also thriving. For me, this is the best time for you to be aggressive. Why? Because number one, when will you buy? As a female, Nikki, what do you think? When do you think is the best time for you to buy clothes, shoes, makeups? When do you think is the best time to buy? If there's a
When it's
sale
on
or if
sale.
there's no sale? Yeah, if
If
there's a
it's on
sale.
sale.
So for me, women are the best investors because they know when to buy, where to buy. They can sniff out the best deals. So likewise, you buy when there's a sale. So right now, the stock markets are down, mutual fund is down, UITF is down. This is the best time for you to get in. But there's a simple strategy that I tell people. But Chinky, I do not know if this is the right time, because what if I buy it goes down? If I buy it goes down again? So simple. I'll share with you one simple strategy that I've been teaching people. Whatever investable fund that you have, you just divide it by 4. If you have 100,000 pesos in terms of investable fund, you just simply divide it by 4, 25,000 each. You buy now 25,000 worth of, let's say, stocks. And then it went down, or it goes down. If it goes down, buy again. If it goes down, buy again. If it goes down, buy again. So you're averaging down. So if you purchase at 2 pesos and then it all of a sudden dropped by 50%, it became 1 peso, you buy again. So your average right now, it's not 2 peso, it's 150. So you don't have to wait for the 2 peso level for you to break even. At 150, you broke even. At 160, you made some money. So that is how you strategize. And for me, this is the best time to buy. Buy if there's also a great opportunity right now. If you ask me if there's only one big investment, best investment right now for me, that is really recession-proof, pandemic-proof, crisis-proof realty. Look at the statistics from 1960s up to the present up to 2020. In over a period of 60 years, the prices of property never went down, despite
Wow.
of how many kudetas, how many power crisis, inflation, how many global financial crisis, dollar Asian crisis, all of the crisis. But the property sector is still going up. It never went down.
That I didn't know. Thank you so much for sharing that. And speaking of like thriving businesses, earlier you touched a bit about examples of businesses that are thriving, and those are more of nasa digital age. I mean digital space rather. I know that you sell a lot of courses, and I must say a lot of those are really, really important na matutunan ng mga Pinoy. But I think not all knows na maliban sa YouTube channel nyo and maliban sa digital courses nyo, not all of the millennials right now know na you have authored so many best-selling books. I have here a couple of your books, Sir Chinkee, and I just wanted to ask you, I think it will be beneficial for the viewers na din. Like, this one is the Diary of Pulube. Kasi po like, the way it was positioned yung sa table of contents, like, shopping now, pulubi later, yabang now, pulubi later, and stuff like that. So I wanted to ask you, like, positively, sir, like, is there like certain blank now, reach later kind of thing that you wanted to like, I don't know, throw out there for the young ones who are, I mean, statistically, the people aged 25 to 33 are not the ones who are financially stable, but they're the hungrier generation who wanted to find out how they can survive during this pandemic. What is that blank thing, reach later kind of habits they should do right now, sir?
Yeah, before I answer that question, Mickey, this is actually a series that I'm trying to complete. Yes, it's a series. First, it's called Diary of a Pulubi. That's the first. So you're broke and poor because you've been overspending, the lack of self-discipline. And next is what my Ipon Diary. So the next progression is you need to save money. My Ipon Diary to save money. And third is once you have saved, you should learn how to manage your money. My Budget Diary. And if you are in debt, it's called my Utang Free Diary. The goal is for you to get out of debt. And the fifth series, to supposedly I should release it this year. However, because of this pandemic, I will set it aside probably for next year. It's called my Negosyo Diary. To teach people already on how to start a business. And after that, there's another series. Until such time, the last series will be Diary of a Mayaman. That's the goal. From a Diary of a Pulubi to a Diary of a Mayaman. That's where you're going at right now. So if there's only one thing that I can share with you on how you can be blank now, Mayaman later, you know what? One thing that I can really leave with the millennials right now who's watching and listening to your show is delayed gratification now, mayaman later. I will repeat. Delayed gratification right now, mayaman later. You sacrifice right now. There's what we call as the law of sacrifice. Law of sacrifice says no pain, no gain. Right? If you don't exert effort right now, you will not enjoy later. If you spend now, you suffer later. If you save now, you what? You enjoy later. So it's called the law of opposite. The law of opposite says the short-term effect is always the opposite of the long-term effect. Again, the short-term effect is always the opposite of the long-term effect. If you, again, splurge now, you won't have any savings later. But if you discipline yourself right now, sacrifice right now, in the near future, you will reap later. I can still remember when I was still in high school, 4 years of my high school life, I sacrificed my 4 years, especially during sem break or summer break. Most of my friends will go up to Baguio because they want to bond together. But since I was in the entertainment business during the time, I was in the video industry business during the time when Netflix and all of the digital age is not yet there. There's no cable channel during my time in the early 80s. So the form of entertainment is only through VHS or Betamax or Laserdisc. I used to have a shop for 4 years of my high school life. I was trapped, stuck, and really running my business because during Holy Week, that is the peak season of entertainment in terms of videos because they don't have cable TVs during those times. So the only form of entertainment is really through videos. So I sacrificed my 4 years of high school life. But the good news is this: right now, I get to enjoy. I can choose wherever I want to go because I paid my dues before. But if I did not pay my dues before, I don't think I would be able to enjoy my life right now.
I love that. I mean, all the millennials need to hear that because we're used to instant gratification with all the improvements for the past few years. So that that mindset right there that you explained, Sir Chinky, I think that's very valuable, and I look forward to that new book. You said that you postponed it? Are you planning to publish it next year instead?
Yeah, probably next year because of the times, the pandemic, we don't want to release anything. As I know it will help a lot of people, but I think I just need to wait for the right time to release the next book. And I have three more after that. After Negotiatory, I have three more in order to reach the Diary of a Mayaman.
Wow. I guess I just have to cross my fingers first until I can hold on those books that you're gonna publish next year. But do you have anything that's happening like in the next couple of weeks perhaps that we should all look forward to maliban sa mga syempre mga contents nga nandiyan na po yan. Any
Well,
like
yeah, I think the best thing that I can share with the millennials right now is for you to be able to reinvent yourself. Because I do believe the millennials right now are the best people who are in the right position in the right time for them to really grow and thrive right now. Because most of the millennials are internet savvy, they're digitally informed, they're digitally aware. But the question is, this is a big question. Are you earning from the internet or is the internet earning from you? The moment you use your data, you post Facebook, you post at YouTube, you share any information, you're making Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok rich. But you are not benefiting from it. But what if there's a way? What if there's a way for you to monetize while you are doing it? You get to do what you love, but you're still monetizing. And that's what I've discovered. And that's what I did. 3 years ago, I've learned on how to position myself digitally. I'm a social media influencer. And not only that, I'm able to use Facebook, YouTube, right now, even TikTok. I have a TikTok channel right now under Chinkee Tan also. And I'm able to monetize. I'm able to monetize all of the things that I'm doing right now digitally. So technically, I'm not really affected by this pandemic. As a matter of fact, I'm really so thankful that I'm one of the few people that is really spared by this pandemic. So one skill that probably that most millennials are not aware of that they need to learn is what we call as Facebook. Okay. Yes, I know Facebook, but the question is, do you know how to do Facebook ads? Do you know if you learn how to do Facebook ads and you do it for companies, individuals, and organizations, you can easily charge 25,000 to 75,000 pesos per month. I will repeat, 25 to 75,000. Doing right at the comfort of your home.
it's a lot of money.
Or if you know how to create a chatbot, or let's say set up a chatbot for Facebook, for Messenger,
Yeah.
you can get paid at least minimum from 10,000 to 50,000. So it's so easy for some people to do it because they know how to do it. But for the zillennials, people my age, they run a business, but they are clueless on how to do it. That's the reason why they hire Facebook ads manager, they hire what they call chatbot manager to be able to do it. If you just try to learn these two skills on the side, on top of what you're doing, you're going to generate a lot of online income. And some people might ask, Chinky, I'm interested, but I don't know where to start and how to start. That's the reason why we created an online course called Facebook Entrepreneur, FB Entrepreneur, to teach you, yes, to teach you number one, how to sell online through Facebook. Because on my end, I'm selling my products online organically. When you say organically, I don't pay for ads. So I was able to find a way to how to do it. So I'm going to teach my secrets, how many years I've been doing it? 3 years. So it's doing well, pretty well for me. So if you're interested, if you're an online entrepreneur, you have makeups, you want to resell, instead of selling in the shopping site, you can also sell through Facebook. I'm going to teach that. Second, I've also partnered with someone, a Facebook expert. His name is Junji Gumiran, to teach about chatbot and how about and also about Facebook ads. And the good thing is, it's the course that we created is very affordable. Normally, for this type of course, you have to invest at least 5,000 to 8,000 pesos. But we want to everyone to benefit from it. Okay, so this reason why we price it only at 998 pesos. 998, and you're going to learn the three things that I just mentioned. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of people who went through the course already. Right now, they're making 15, 25,000 pesos a month. Why? Because they are already practicing and charging already companies, individuals, using the skills that they learned through that course.
That sauce right there is very important, and I know there are so many like important nitty-gritty details that we need to know. So for the listeners and the viewers, I'll leave the link below for your website and your social media handles. Click it so that you can sign up for that course. Sir, thank you for that. I mean, I didn't really realize those specific like details about, you know, those kind of like opportunities that a lot of millennials can take advantage. So that's very important. Just before we wrap things up, Sir Chinkee, I know how busy you can be, especially during this time. Like, this show is really about wellness, and obviously one of the pillars of wellness is financial wellness. But if we are just gonna set that money talks for a bit and just focus on the mental and emotional part, because you touched that a bit early on. You said that it's important to focus on that before we think about boosting our financial wellness. Like, right now, like personally, I know that you said you're thriving, and I am not surprised with that. I've been seeing your business booming and booming over the years. But like for people who wanted to maybe, wanted to get some inspo or inspiration about mental and emotional health, what are you doing to, to increase your emotional and maybe mental health? Do you have any tips, Sir Chinkee?
Yeah, definitely. Number one, you have to be very careful about your inputs. Your inputs will dictate your outputs. Negative input, negative output. Positive input, positive output. So, number one, choose the news that you want to listen to, that you want to read. Because one thing I've learned, if you always feed yourself with negative news and bad news, it affects your well-being, your mental and emotional well-being. So, and one thing I've learned in life, you cannot choose sometimes, you cannot control, not choose, you cannot control what comes into your mind, but you can control what you allow to stay in your mind. If somebody said negative things against you, bashed you, unfortunately, you read it already. You got emotionally affected. But you have a choice to entertain that and say, you know what, this is not right, this is not fair, I'll get even with this person. Or you have a choice to say, well, I don't know this guy, he doesn't know what he's talking about, probably just had a bad day. I'll just delete that message or ban this person and I'll move on. So you cannot control the things that goes into your mind, but you can control how you respond. So that's the first thing. So don't ever say, I don't have a choice. No. By saying and declaring that you don't have a choice, you already made a choice that you don't have a choice. You just made a choice that you said that you don't have a choice. So that's number one. Try to filter what goes into your mind. Number two, read books, read good books that inspires you. Number three, listen to inspirational podcasts, messages that can build your soul up, your mind, your will, and emotion. What you feed in your mind becomes stronger. What you starve in your mind becomes weaker. If you feed your mind with really good things that can feed your soul, it will become stronger. If you watch this episode and then you get inspired, it will inspire to do something. And then number three, surround yourself with the right people. Choose the people that you surround yourself with. because you can become the person that you are often associated with. If you surround yourself with gamblers, you'll become a gambler one day. If you surround yourself with complainer, you'll become a complainer one day. So the question is, who are you surrounding yourselves with every single day?
Yeah, that's right.
So
And
these are the things. Yeah.
thank you for that, sir. Just wanted to add a bit about mentorship. Like, I know, like, not everyone can afford to hire you as their personal mentor. So I would advise the listeners and the viewers to keep following you, because having a mentor from afar where you can see their contents and absorb that is sort of like the same as like surrounding yourself with. It's like you are absorbing that mentor from afar through their contents. You're absorbing their energy and their enthusiasm and their passion. And I feel like you, sir, have been one of my great mentors from afar over the years. So I really appreciate that, and I hope the millennials can do that as well, because it will really help them in terms of their personal and professional growth. So again, Sir Chinkee, thank you so much for your time. I super
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So again, Mickey, I just like to invite your followers to follow me at my Facebook account, YouTube account, and TikTok account, and Instagram account at Chinkee Tan. Chinkee Tan. Just type CHINKEETAN, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you very much. As I always say, to every problem, there's always a solution. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Always. Chink Positive. Bye.